right, it's 6 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. It's time to learn a little bit about a subject I've been learning a little bit about lately. It's assisted living, and it's a subject that's become close to me because my own mom has recently moved into a facility, and in fact, it's a facility that was recommended by Kim McClinton, and it's not the facility she works for, so it was kind of interesting because, usually salespeople will direct you to their own facility, but in this case, insurances didn't match up or something like that, and it was so nice. I'll put you on the picture there, Kim. Anyway, thank you, Kim. Kim is here. And let me make sure I know everybody in the room. Kim is the Director of Sales and Public Relations at Brentwood at Four Ranch Senior Living Community, and Robin gave me notes, so I know Barbie
Smerecki. You did it.
I do remember your name, yes. And you are the recreation director. You're the activities. Oh, you do what I did.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. And then Eric Town said you're the executive director.
Correct.
Oh, wow. So you're the boss? You're the top.
We don't tell anybody that.
Oh, you don't tell anybody that? Okay. All right. Well, good morning to all of you. And you're all from Brentwood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Brentwood is a beautiful facility. We went past it from the outside looking in, and it's unique in that way, I think. I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
I think it has...
Kim, can you, when you talk, just pull it there?
Okay. Yes, I think Brentwood has a very unique curb appeal. It has a very warm and inviting look as you pull up, and it looks like a ranch, really. And then you come in, and it's got the warm colors and the stone fireplace and the grand entry.
Yeah. In looking for a place for my own mom, the one thing that... let's see, other people who know the family, relatives, etc., outside, they were telling me, be careful. Sometimes they look good on the outside, but they're not so good on the inside. And so, in this particular case, the one you recommended was perfect, and it was the residents who really made us make the decision. And I'm guessing the same thing is happening where you are, right? I mean, activities. This is the one thing I could relate to because I did this. I always looked at activities as a three-ring circus, not a one-ring circus. If you have bingo and that's it, there's got to be somebody who doesn't want bingo, right?
Oh, yeah.
You run into that all the time?
Absolutely. But you are right. Our residents do help sell the building. Kim will be doing a tour with families coming in, and they'll come in and see all of my residents dancing and laughing and having a good time, and they'll just start joining right in. One in particular, Debbie, she always says, "Oh, we don't have any fun here," and she's just laughing up a storm, and they can see that she's really having a good time.
That is really good. If you were to say, well, what is more important to the residents, activities or the food or the cleanliness or the quickness of maintenance if something breaks down, I'm guessing nothing is over anything else. Everything is as equal, right?
My opinion, activities are the most important.
Oh, I had it wrong. Oh, really?
It's my opinion.
Well, the care also. Our care is top notch.
But I bet I think I know what you're saying, because if I was at a place, and there was nothing to do,
why would I want to stay there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's very difficult for you, Eric, being the executive director of everything, because you have to make sure that not only the residents are happy, but also the employees are happy.
Correct.
That's
very important,
act, right?
Your employees are the ones taking care of the residents.
Right.
So, at Brentwood, we look for a certain type of employee. It doesn't matter how many skills you have, how many degrees you have. If you don't have heart, then I don't want you working there.
That's awesome. That's a good thing to know. That's the same thing that makes, and I'm not bringing up another brand name, but Chick-fil-A. That's what makes Chick-fil-A stand out. That's their theory, is hire people who will be good to the people, to the customers, right? The one thing, though, and speaking kind of along that line, is talking over the resident. In my mom's case, somebody who would talk to me because I'm in the room rather than her, as if she wouldn't be able to comprehend. And I would always say, no, this is a conversation for her, not for me. Does that happen a lot where somebody who's screening for a resident may inadvertently, innocently, think that the person who's going to be living there doesn't have the wherewithal to answer the questions?
It could happen on occasion.
Yeah.
I would say if a resident was diagnosed with Alzheimer's or dementia, then we would probably talk more with the family member who knows them best.
Yeah. Right.
probably in the beginning screening process when you're trying to learn about the resident. You may. I mean, I as well. With memory care residents, I will talk with the family to find out what kind of activities they enjoyed in their younger years. They may not do those specific activities still. I mean, like, for instance, knitting. I'll have residents say, oh, well, I can't knit anymore because I have arthritis. But I have, different, they can help roll the yarn. They can help me do different things to get the project completed, and we can all work together.
Right.
So we try to bring in the activities that they enjoyed. We try to bring it back.
Right. I let me put it back to Kim, if I can ask Kim a question. When I grew up in New York, there was a lady there, and she was Mrs. Costanzo. That's her name, Mrs. Costanzo. As a kid, that's what I always called her. My experience at Park Place when I worked there, all of the elders were called by their first name. I got, because I was so used to always addressing elders as Mr. or Mrs., then I got to, so when I went down to South Florida to visit Mrs. Costanzo toward the end of her life, I called her Flo. And I picked up on the fact that her son thought that was rude, that I would call her Flo when she should be Mrs. Costanzo still. And so, of course, then I went back. That's got to be something you've got to pick up on, too, right? From day one, right? And you would be the first person to meet them, wouldn't you, Kim?
Yes, and I usually let the family members, if they're there during the tour, guide me on how they want their loved one addressed.
Yeah.
A lot of times anymore, and we're in the South, we're so informal. We do a lot of times go with the first name, or they'll correct me and I'll call him or her Mrs. or Mr. and they'll say, "Oh no, I'm so and so," and we just kind of let them guide us. But you're right, there are certain formalities that we have to follow.
But you're the entry point. You're the person they really work with first, right?
That's correct.
And so you're the one that has to trickle down the information to everybody else, right?
Yeah, that's true. And it's not uncommon, like Barbie was saying, when I'm doing a tour, I will introduce every member of the management team that we come across as we're touring because, and also as Eric was saying, everyone has an important role there, and the families are trying to meet as many people as possible who they see would be interacting with their loved one or the actual resident themselves as they're touring. They're wanting to see, who are these people, and do I like them? Is this a place where I really want to be? Do I want to spend time with these people?
Yeah, I equate it to going to school. When you're a kid, you go into a new school.
Yeah.
It's got to be like that, and we're all different, right? Somebody might be more sociable than somebody else, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. That's true. And Barbie has a good way of encouraging our residents to come out of their apartments and be more social and interact more with the other residents. Because a lot of times families or the resident themselves, when we do a home visit, they'll tell us, well, that she's not very social or he doesn't like to do much. And then when we get them to the building, Barbie has them out every day involved in activities and they're laughing and they're having a great
What's
time.
the trick? What's the trick to doing that?
Well, there was a resident, I won't mention any names, but his son was dead set that my dad is not going to participate. He's going to sit in his room and watch, television.
Right.
And it was about a month into it, but he came back because the son lived out of town, and he came back and he comes walking down the hall, and there's his dad in the middle of fitness doing exercise, and he was just shocked. He was just absolutely shocked. There's a lot of instances like that. I mean, I'm going to go back to the first name. I've actually never called a resident by their last name. I've always called them by their first name. I don't like to be associated with the nurse and the needles and the scary lady. I want to be more on the friend level. More so, I become their family, if their family's far away. So I've always called the residents by their first name.
Yeah, it seems natural, too.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have every once in a while somebody who says, "Oh, please call me Mr.
Never. Not once.
Oh, wow.
And I've been in this business for at least 5 years, and not once has anybody said that.
And I think Barbie made a good point about the first name versus the last name. We all become really part of a big family, and you don't see families sitting around calling each other by their last name.
That's right, Mrs. McClinton.
Right. So we're all like family here now, Larry, Robin. We've done this 3 times now.
And it's not only a 9 to 5 job Monday through Friday, Eric. It's 7 days a week, 24 hours a day that the residents have to be entertained. They have to have their questions answered. They have to feel like there's somebody there the whole time and that you never shut down.
Absolutely right. We never close. We have to have people, staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All of the management staff are, for the most part, on call 24/7 if there's a question to be answered or anything to help a resident or a family member. Sometimes the family members have questions that the staff can't answer, so they'll pick up the phone and call us, and we'll give them the right direction.
And you're in an interesting position, really, Eric, because whereas Barbie, it assists her in her task to be a friend, it might assist you to be kind of removed and to be that president. And am I right about that?
To a certain extent, and just to hit on the names again, I call everybody by their last name until they tell me otherwise.
I see.
More out of a respect, the way I was brought up.
Yeah,
more out of a respect.
Yeah, but I'm guessing that the residents as well as the staff, look to you. You're the boss. You're the president of that little country right there, and so whereas Barbie has to be a friend, and so does Kim in that regard, right?
Right.
You sort of have to be at a different level, and and do you like that? I mean, or would you wish sometimes you could step down and be a friend?
I think each situation's a little different. Each
Yeah.
resident, they will let you into their inner circle, for lack of a better word, as to how close they want to get with you.
Right.
You're right. I do find myself getting closer to the families more than to the residents sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Because I interact more with the families. Now, it's nothing for me to go and sit down and play bingo along with Barbie or to have dinner with the residents at one of their tables.
Oh, really? What are the
Those
prizes?
are the fun days.
And what are the prizes?
They like Tootsie Rolls. No, I actually do a lot of pick a prize. I have like baskets full of different goodies, so they can actually choose what prize they want.
Do you have
That's what
I'm sorry. I jumped ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just wondering, Eric, about the legislation part that comes down from the state and also on the federal level. Are you involved in that, or do you have attorneys that take care of all of that?
For the most part, we have attorneys that decipher all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I get involved with of course, with the rules that we have to follow, the regulations, and those are sometimes you need an attorney to decipher it.
Yeah, well, well, just to use that as a jumping point, when I was looking at my mom's insurance to try to figure out what she was eligible for, I said to Kim, "Would you look at it for me?" Right?
Yes.
And Kim looked at it. No, because you've done it before, and I was lost. I went onto that website, and I had no clue what I was looking at.
They do not make it easy for the seniors.
Yeah, and then you call them, and they say, no, you're not eligible for that. And Kim said, well, maybe you are. So and I wouldn't have known that maybe you are. Maybe they actually got it wrong, So the fun question is October. You've got to have something fun planned for Halloween, right?
We do. We have multiple things going on.
What do you got going on?
We're having, we haven't really officially titled it as Beers and Brats. An Oktoberfest.
Nice.
We've got an Oktoberfest.
Beers and brats. Wait a minute. This sounds like Wisconsin.
Go Packers! So we've got an Oktoberfest scheduled. I have 2 different schools coming in, different age levels for trick-or-treating with little costume contests for the residents. And I've got some of the residents helping me pack little treat bags to hand out to the kids. We'll all be dressing up on Halloween, of course, the staff and everybody.
Kim?
Oh, yeah.
You got your cat costume? Remember, we told you we like cat costumes. Well, I do.
Yeah.
I'm working on that just for you, Larry.
Oh, are you really? All right.
Can't wait.
We'll take photos for you, Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I won't be there, right? So that sounds like a lot of fun. Is this the most fun time of the year for activities?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Halloween and Christmas and all these holidays coming up. It's the busiest time for an activities director. Absolutely.
See, I remember when I was a kid, my own grandmother was in a facility up in New York, and it was July, and they were having Christmas, and they explained that they do it twice a year for the people who won't make it to the end of the year. Now, that was a nursing home, not an assisted living facility. Does that come about? I mean, do you have?
I've
No,
never
no.
done. I've heard
Okay.
the only thing I've heard of Christmas in July is like the sales at Kmart. I've not, I've not experienced
Well,
that.
I always thought they should put the air conditioner really low just for the effect, you know. Just,
Or you guys could come in with your fake artificial snow for me, and
yeah, we left the mark on you, didn't we?
or my housekeeping staff. You left. You left
Yes. We always say the housekeeping hates us because we throw artificial snow all over the place. Yeah.
You also, you guys also accommodate people from the Jewish religion.
Yes, actually, Monday evenings tonight, as a matter of fact, we have. I hope I can pronounce it. Beth Judah. I hope I can pronounce it correctly. But they come in every Monday evening. They do music. The residents are open to come in. We get a very good turnout, and I mean they really raise the roof. They play music. They have a really good time.
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
Rob and I were noticing that Jewish music and was it Danish or Dutch music?
Yes.
Very similar. So
And what's really interesting is, I mean, they even have a changing room because the women of the congregation will change into different costumes and dance and
wow.
really?
really, it's a
Nice.
really neat
really?
experience.
Well, that is cool. And you know what's interesting too is that you see a society more or less under one roof that reflects America. That's what America is. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We all get along, hopefully. You know.
Like the melting pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Is politics a topic right now because of the election so close?
I've had a couple of residents, voicing their opinion on who
Really?
they want, but it really hasn't.
Asking to vote, too.
And they do vote, right?
We have the absentee ballots.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The issue with the sheriff, did that come up at all? Are the residents talk about that?
I haven't
that
heard
affair?
anything about that.
You don't talk about it, right?
Okay, Larry, on to other subjects. I did want to mention an event that we're having at Brentwood. It's going to be November 8th at 2 o'clock, and we have a very lovely couple in our building who are celebrating their 60th wedding anniversary.
Oh, wow.
And to celebrate, they're renewing their vows.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're really looking forward to that. And Father O'Daughtry at Queen of Peace, I
Yes,
hope I
yes.
pronounced his name properly, O'Daughtry, will be giving the
Sermon?
the service,
Uh-huh.
yes. And so we're really looking forward to that. And then December 12th at 3 o'clock, we are having a 4-series on basics of Alzheimer's.
Ah, okay.
And so
okay.
we're going to have a 4-series seminar on that starting in December. And then in November, we have a gentleman coming in because open enrollment is starting, I believe, in a few weeks.
Oh, for Medicare?
For Medicare.
Right,
And
right,
he's
right.
going to come in and explain all of the different options they'll have during open enrollment.
Well, that's good news. Here's why I say it. Because from our perspective, we get the call all the time. Do you know anybody who's giving that kind of information that does not have a vested interest? So this is good because this is somebody who doesn't, right? I mean, he's just
Yes.
teaching about it.
Yes. He doesn't have a vested interest, but he has a lot of knowledge. And he's coming in and he's going to be able to answer questions. And I think this is a crucial time
Yeah.
to have this seminar because we all know if we have loved ones who's dealt with the Medicare process and
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
choose
yeah.
a plan, how tedious and difficult it can be. So I will let you know the date and time of that seminar coming up.
And we'll have it ready because when those
Okay.
calls come, we'll know to send them to Brentwood
Okay, great.
for that event. Yeah. And along those lines, Eric, do you ever have? I mean, I'm guessing you have some rules for Barbie. Like you can have accordion players, but don't have any salesmen, right? As far as inviting entertainers, but sometimes you'll get a call. Hey, can I come and talk to your residents? I've got
Oh, I get a lot of those. Yeah.
So you got to just screen them and make sure they're not really trying to sell something,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. Now, if I feel that it's something that's going to be useful for the residents,
Yeah.
like let's just, for instance, diabetic shoes, or because a lot of our residents can't get in
Right.
the car and go
Well,
out to the
that is
store.
different, yeah.
If it's something that is going to be useful for the resident, then yes, I'll have them come in and do a presentation. But if it's something,
Well, and diabetic shoes are paid for by Medicare,
yes,
aren't they? Yeah.
they are.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so that's helpful. 100%?
Yes. Medicare will pay for the shoes. They get one pair annually. Medicare pays 80%. I have a gentleman who will waive the 20% and collect the 80% from Medicare to help those individuals who need it get the shoes. And they're custom fitted and formed to their foot. And for people living with diabetes, that's very important to promote circulation.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Does hospice work with Brentwood?
Yes, we work with both Marion and Odyssey.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. We have two of them.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. That's right.
You know how we found that out? We overheard a conversation at ABO's Pizza.
Did you really?
Yeah, we were having pizza, and I said, I didn't know there was two.
That's a great conversation over here.
Yeah, it was the next table over.
Yeah.
I said, listen to that. There's another one.
Yeah.
Who knew?
We work with both.
Who knew?
As far as safety issues, how do you give the families of the loved ones that are going to stay there the peace of mind that there won't be any strangers in the building potentially causing harm?
That is a very good question. At Brentwood, we actually have a security guard in the overnight hours.
Oh, nice.
So that is one of the things that sets us apart from our competition. Of course, we have the standard security cameras, sign in and sign out logs, so we know who's in the building at all times.
But that's very good. I mean, that's good to hear, actually, a security guard. I kind of wish they all had that. Because you can walk into any of them, right? Or are they locked up most of them?
Most of the doors are locked at night, including ours.
Okay.
But there's a doorbell.
What's your security guard's name? First name?
I have a couple of different ones.
Oh, okay. Because we got Randy here. I don't know if you ever met Randy. He walks past the window. And we make sure we're friends with him.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I do have a Randy also.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Maybe he's moonlighting. If anybody wanted to come by and participate in any of the events, do they need to call, like whether it's for the Medicare enrollment or for the Halloween? What were you doing again?
The beers and brats.
The beers
that
and
one.
brats.
And brats.
Beers and brats.
I think Kim is working on some invitations or flyers.
Yes, if they'll call our community at 352-304-6433,
Okay.
We can give them more detailed information on our upcoming events. We're also having an event on VA aid and attendance because we do work with aid and attendance at Brentwood. So I have a wonderful lady coming in giving a seminar from the Marion County Veterans Office on the qualifying process and the forms that they need to get together to get that going, because the whole process can take 8 to 10 months to complete.
Oh, wow.
Although it is retroactive once it's instated. But so I have another seminar coming up on that as well. A lot of things coming up at Brentwood. So if they'll just call the community, we'll be happy to give them more information.
And if I could just say, from the position of somebody who just went through this, and Kim helped me greatly with this, the first step is probably the best thing you can do. Just take that first step. If you're looking for a place for your mom or somebody you love, take that first step, because it might not be the right step, but somebody's going to tell you that, okay, you're barking up the wrong tree, this is where you need to go. And fortunately, we had Kim to help us, and I don't know how to tell you thanks. I mean, there's, I don't know, the agencies that I called didn't help as much as you did. And no offense against them, but they didn't really know the area. You knew the area. You knew this area.
Well, I grew up here, and I know a lot of people here. But most importantly, Larry, is it just, we've talked about how I have my own personal experience.
Yeah.
And when I help others, it really does just come from my heart, and I mean that. And I want to help anyone out there as a starting point to help them get in the right direction.
So go to Brentwood and see if Brentwood is the right fit. It's beautiful. You have a lot of openings right now because it's a brand new facility, right?
Correct.
We do. I have to say, though, that our memory care unit is getting very full, unfortunately, but there is such a big need for that. But we do still have space available, apartments there as well. And we also have the memory care suites designed specifically for couples living with dementia,
right.
Where one spouse has dementia and the other does not. We do have several of those available.
Well, we'll see you, Barbie, on Christmas time.
Yes, I can't wait.
Sometime between Thanksgiving and
I
Christmas.
still have your business card.
Nice.
I'm sure we'll see all three of you, but we'll probably be working directly with Barbie, but we'll hunt you both out. So, thank you, and we'll be by to see the cat costume.
Yeah.
I say we, but I think Robin will maybe wait in the car. I'm not sure. No, I'm just teasing. Thank you all for coming, Eric, Barbie, and Kim.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us,
Larry.
Larry.
Thank you,
And again, the
Robin.
phone number at Brentwood is... Here we go.
352-304-6433.
Yeah, and call us here at the station if you need it repeated, or just go to WOCA.com. And Robin already has it on the guest list. And by the way, speaking of websites, you guys have a website. What is that?
We do. It's www.brentwood4ranch.com, and that's for FORE.
For, like in the golf term. Brentwood4ranch.com. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll take a little break and be right back.
Habitat for Humanity of Marion County is a ministry dedicated to improving lives by providing affordable and decent housing. Help them help others by visiting the Habitat for Humanity Ocala home store on Northwest 27th Avenue